New month, I'm Modupe, and today we are doing something that I believe every woman needs to do at least twice a year. We are sitting down, getting honest, and giving ourselves grace. This is my mid-year review, and I'm taking you inside all of it. Not the highlight reel, but the real one. And in the beginning of this year, I wrote a strategic plan. I called it my year of establishment, rooted, refined, and recognized. Sounds cool, yeah? My vision was clear. My mission was detailed. My goals were structured. And when I sat down last week to review the first 6 months, I had not followed it. Not even close. But here is what was on the plan. Visibility and community. I was maybe at 10% at most and just posting, no strategic plan, no consistency. I planned having a conference come October. I've not even looked at it, done anything. So I asked myself honestly, what do I really need to address right now? And is this the right time for this? In terms of my business structure, forget it. I did not even follow through. I went doing other things. That's it, learning other things that will still help me. In terms of family and balance, I planned intentional one-on-one dates with each of my kids. Ask me what I did. I've only had one with each one of them. With regards to my spiritual development, nothing. I wrote it down and I did not touch it. Also, turning my book into a coaching course, I have not done anything on it. Can you believe that? So on paper, it looks like I fell short almost everywhere. But here's what I want you to stay with for a moment. I wrote a book, a second one. It was supposed to be ready in the fourth quarter of this year, close to the launch time. So, but here it is. It's ready this month, July. So I finished it early. I took 2 retreats, one in March, one in April, to protect my mind and my energy. I built funnels, learned systems, invested in growth in ways that were not on the original plan, but were absolutely necessary for where I'm going to. So did I fail or did I grow in a direction I didn't expect? I leave that for you to answer. So when I saw all of this, the gaps, the detours, the unfinished work, my first instinct was not shame. And that, my friend, is growth. Because there were seasons in my life where I would have used that list as evidence against myself. Proof that I wasn't enough. Proof that I couldn't follow through. Proof that I had no business calling myself established. But this time, I chose something different. Grace, mercy, compassion, not as excuses, but as truth. Here's the truth. Some months, your battery is at 10% or even lower. And I mean this literally. There were months this year where I was running at 10%, physically, emotionally, spiritually, barely functional, just getting through. And here's what I want you to hear. That 10% was still my 100% in that moment. When your battery is at 10%, you cannot produce what you produce at 80. You cannot show up the way you show up at full charge. And beating yourself up for not producing at full capacity when you are running on empty, that is not discipline, that is cruelty. And I did insist. What I did instead was to ask questions. Not why did I fail, but what did I learn? Not why couldn't I follow through, but what was actually in the way. Not what do I do with the 6 months of drift, but what do the next 3 months actually need from me? These questions change everything. Reflection. Be honest. Let it be grace-filled. It's one of the most underrated tools in the journey of becoming. Not reflection that tears you down. Reflection that tells you the truth and then helps you to path the way forward. So here is what I actually did after I sat with all of that information. I went back to my notes on atomic habits and applied the framework properly this time. I looked at my conference, asked myself honestly, what I actually need to address this right now and why do I have to? Not everything on the original plan, yes, just what matters most in this season. I checked my real pain points, the places where I kept stopping, kept avoiding, kept circling back to without moving forward. And I named them without judgment. And then I did something practical. Instead of carrying 6 big goals into the next half year, I pulled it back. Three clear priorities for the next 3 months. Focus, doable, and real. I then assigned a specific time to each one, not a vague I'll get to it. The actual time slot with alarms built in. And I did something I should have done at the start of this year. I got an accountability partner. Someone who will walk this visibility and community journey with me. Someone who will ask the hard questions when I start to drift again. Because here's what I know now. Willpower alone is never enough. Systems matter, but so does community. So does someone who sees you and calls you forward. Goal setting is good. I believe in it. I teach it. We all use it day by day. But let it not be cast in iron. A goal is a direction, not a sentence. Missing a milestone does not mean you have failed. It means you have information. So use your data. The most important question is never, did I hit the target? The most important question is, what did I learn and what do I do next? So as we step into the second half of 2026, I want to invite you to do your own honest review. Not to shame yourself, not to celebrate only the wins, but to sit with the full picture. What happened? What didn't? What you learned? And what the next 3 months needs from you. Give yourself mercy for the months you ran at 10% or lower. Give yourself credit for the things you built that weren't even on the original plan. And then get back to work, rooted, refined, recognized. This is still the theme of the year, and we are not done yet. Tell me in the comment section one thing you've carried into the second half of this year and one thing you are leaving behind. If this resonates with you, comment, as I'll be bringing you honest conversations about becoming, boundaries, menopause, and what it actually looks like to build a life that feels like yours. Once again, I'm Modupe Rises.